A page from Annie's diary. Now get set. Annie Frank was a little Jewish girl. She was born in 1929 in Germany. During the Second World War, 1939 to 45, she had to live in hiding with her parents in a little attic. The family lived there for 2 years but were then caught and imprisoned by the Nazis. Annie died of typhus in March 1945. Annie was unlike other children of her age. She was very wise and intelligent. At school, she had no one with whom she could share the feelings of her heart. So, she formed the habit of writing a diary. In this diary, she poured the deepest feelings of her heart. She named it Kitty and called it her dearest friend. Annie was then studying in a school at Amsterdam. Here is a page from this diary. 20th June 1942. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is quaking in its boots. The reason, of course, is clear. The results of the annual exam are going to be declared. It will decide who will move up to the next class and who will be kept back. Half the class is making bets from morning to night. It's, you are going to pass? No, I am not. Yes, you are. No, I am not. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. But who knows what the teachers will do? I'm not much worried about my girlfriends and myself. I think we'll make it. The only subject I'm not sure about is maths. However, all we can do at the moment is wait. I get along pretty well with all my teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. Mr. Keesing, the maths teacher, was annoyed with me for ages because I talked so much. That evening, I finished the rest of my homework and began to think about the subject I had been asked to write on. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Keesing had assigned me. In my essay, I argued that talking is a student's trait and that I would do my best to keep it under control. But I added that I would never be able to cure myself of this habit, since my mother also talked as much as I did. There is not much you can do about inherited traits. I wrote at the end. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments, but when he saw me talking during the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay. This time, I was to write on the topic, an incorrigible chatterbox. I wrote and handed it in the next day. For 2 lessons, Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain about. However, during the 3rd lesson, he again saw me talking and said,
Annie Frank, as punishment for talking in the class, you are to write an essay titled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox.
My friend Sani, who is good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay in verse. I jumped for joy. I finished my poem, and it was a beautiful one. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings. The father bit the poor ducklings to death because they quacked too much. Mr. Keesing had tried to play a joke on me, but I had made sure the joke was on him. Luckily, Mr. Keesing took the joke the right way. He laughed and laughed. He read the poem to the class and to several other classes also. Since then, I have been allowed to talk. I haven't been assigned any extra homework also. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing is always making jokes these days. Yours, Annie.